Have you ever clicked a link you shouldn't have? Attackers don't just stop there. What are you doing to get prepared? Welcome to Set Talks, a podcast brought to you by Secure Edge Technologies, a show that explores cybersecurity and tells you how to identify cyber threats before they happen. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting to build your digital defenses, fear not, you are the right place. We're breaking down complex threats and equipping you with knowledge to fight back. Thanks for joining in. I'm your host for today, and I go by the name Show Me Oluwakorede. Joining me to shed some light on why ISO 22301 is important is our guest, Odulate Oluwatobi.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It is a pleasure to be here and then to talk on ISO 22301, which refers to the Business Continuity Management System.
Yes, so Toby, let's start with the basics. Yeah, what exactly is ISO 22301 business continuity?
Alright, so in a nutshell, ISO 22301 is an international standard that outlines the best practice for business continuity management. It basically provides a framework for organizations to implement, develop, and then maintain a plan in order to ensure that they can recover from disruption. That's doing that is whenever an incident occurs, we want to ensure that our business can continue to operate, and they want to ensure that we're able to get back to a normal operation, like a cycle within a specific amount of time. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. And that's very insightful. Some people that do not have understanding of business continuity will get something from this today. So, you mentioned something on disruptive incidents. Yeah, disruptions. Yeah.
Yes.
So, can you tell me some examples of disruptions that could occur and make a business to fold?
Well, absolutely. Well, when we are talking about disruption, disruption can come. It can come in many forms. From we want to start looking at activities like natural disaster, to activities like flooding, or activities like or should I say occurrence like earthquake. It can also occur in forms of cybersecurity attack, like the DDoS attack.
By DDoS, you mean denial of service?
Of course, yes. And that's just some part of it. You might even want to look at some other kind of disruption, such as power outage, yeah, or some other forms of disruption, or should I say disruptive activities like a major supplier going out of business. So essentially, what we are looking at is we are looking at every single thing, or should I say, every single activity that can impact your ability to continue to operate under the normal circumstances. So all those things are regarded as disruptive activities or disruptive incidents.
What I don't understand what you mean by a major supplier going out of business. Why should the continuity of your organization be bent on a supplier?
Well, there are a lot of reasons why you might want to look at that. Because the very first thing is, imagine that you are a company, a big company that basically you deal with relying on raw materials, and then you turn that raw materials into finished products.
Yes.
Let's look at it in this way, that you are like a furniture, a big furniture company, and then you rely on raw materials like woods and some other forms of raw materials. So what is going to happen if a major supplier, that is a supplier that you rely on, that you basically get your raw materials from, basically just decide one day that they are not doing again? The implication of that is that they won't be supplying you any forms of wood. So the question here is that how will you as a business continue to operate in that kind of situation? Where will you get your wood from? So as a company, or should I say as that kind of a company, you should have a list of vendors, or should I say a different list of suppliers. So you could have choice A, choice B. So the goal here is that anytime a choice A supplier encounters an issue, oh, I know that there's nothing bad because I can easily move towards choice B supplier. Yeah. So basically that's just like a scenario that I can paint for you. So there are a lot of reasons that could affect a supplier from running out of business. So basically you just want to ensure that you have appropriate plans in place in order for you to like keep on operating. Yeah, thank you.
That's actually a lot to consider. So why should organizations go through this effort? Why do organizations need to have the ISO 22301 in place?
Well, there are several reasons why you might want to ensure that you have ISO 22301 plan in place. First thing is if you have a documented plan, you are better prepared to like handle disruption, or should I say, you are better prepared to like minimize downtime. So, should in case something goes wrong with a particular plan or with a particular choice, you have other plans in place in order to ensure that you're able to like reduce your financial losses and then you're able to like reduce your reputational damage and then you continue to like operate.
So must it be documented?
Yeah. It should be documented actually, because because some of the things you want to look at is ideally let's just assume that it is not documented. First thing is this plan like consists of a lot of things, and then it might be improper, or should I say, you might not be able to like remember all of these things. For example, now you might be like, okay, I'm a company, like my previous example, like I've said, as that kind of company now that you rely on raw materials and this kind of stuff, that's just like one out of it. So it might be like, okay, I have choice A, I have choice B. So what should happen if my choice A or supplier and then my choice B supplier actually runs out of business? What will I do? If you don't have that documented, if you have documented now, you already know, I'll just go and check what happens if choice A, supplier is out of business, choice B supplier is out of business. Maybe what I have there is appoint, or should I say, set up a committee to research on other reliable suppliers and stuff like that. If I have that documented, even if I'm not there, those people that are there can easily go through it and then know what to do, know what the next plan of action is. So the best thing for you to do is to ensure that that kind of plan is documented, so that those that are part of the team will know what to do, even if some things are not in place. Actually, they know what to do because everything is well documented here.
Okay. Sorry for cutting you short.
Okay, all right.
Minimizing downtime sounds like a win for everybody involved.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, and that's because it is actually a win-win for everyone, because it basically shows how committed you are to your investors, to your clients, to your partners, in ensuring that you're able to like continue to operate should in case you encounter a disruptive activity. So when trying to like should I say, one of the ways in which you can show this commitment is by ensuring that you are compliant with the business continuity management plan, or should I say the business continuity management system, which basically by the time you go through the plan, you go through the audit and everything, you have been issued a certification of compliance. So that basically shows that you are committed to your investors, your client, and your partners in ensuring that you keep on operating in accordance to that particular standard.
Yes, without BCMS in place, I mean business continuity management system, what do organizations tend to lose?
Well, one of the things that they might lose is they might lose their customers' trust, and then in some cases they might lose value in terms of money. That is, they might lose monetary value, and all this kind of stuff.
So sorry, talking about money, are you saying that when there's a disruption they haven't lost at all? Even when, like I'm saying that when there's an attack or a disruption,
okay,
of course you tend to lose money.
Of course, yes.
So how does it help? Is it not still the same money you are losing?
No, it is not the same money. What we are trying to achieve is we are trying to like minimize downtime and then ensure that we have proper plan in place should in case some of these disruptive activities occur.
Yeah.
So once you have proper plan in place, we are better prepared for unforeseen, or should I say, some circumstances that we might kind of unforeseen.
So you are saying that if you have it in place, that the amount you'll be spending will be lesser than the amount you spend if you don't have it.
Exactly. That's it. Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can carry on.
Well, that's one of that, and then another thing is reputational damage. If I have these, if I'm compliant with this standard, there's going to be some forms of if I'm not compliant, actually, there will be some form of reputational damage because how will my customer feel whenever they want to use my service and then they are being greeted with a message that service unavailable or stuff? Like your reputation, they might just be like, oh, these people are not even serious, and then all this kind of all this kind of stuff. But then if I have a proper plan in place, I might be able to prevent that kind of situation from happening because I have some
Because you are
controls in
prepared
place.
for it.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So that's one of the
That's a great point.
yeah.
That's a
So
great
that's
point.
just it actually.
Are there any other benefits we should be aware of?
Absolutely, there are some other benefits that we should be aware of whenever we are being compliant with ISO 22301. And one of it is that by implementing ISO 22301, talking about the business continuity management system, we kind of foster a culture of risk awareness within our organization. So we are being made aware of potential risk that can disrupt our company's activity, and then we are being better prepared for addressing all those risks. And then another thing is employees become, like I've said, they become more prepared to respond to disaster, to disruption, because we have in accordance to that standard, we have a proper communication channel set up, we have a proper committee set up for the BCMS process, and then some other things like that. So basically, everyone within that team are being made they are being made aware of their role during a crisis or during a potential disruption. Thank you.
It sounds like ISO 22301 goes beyond just having a plan on paper.
Absolutely, yeah. It goes beyond that because it is a continuous process, and then it requires a lot of ongoing maintenance, a lot of testing, and then basically because that is how we that is how we kind of evaluate, and then that is how we ensure that our plan remains relevant and then effective within our organization. That's just it. Yeah.
So, how can organizations get started with implementing ISO 22301?
Well, there are a lot of ways to achieve that, and then we have a number of resources available that you can use for that. The International Organization for Standardization (ISO) itself, they provide guidelines for all of that, and then another thing is we have many consulting firms, like Secure Edge Technologies, that can help you with ensuring that you're being compliant with all of these policies. So if you want to be compliant with it, you can reach out to them. They'll basically guide you through the steps, through the phases, and a lot of that. We do that here. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll be adding a link to Secure Edge for if you need compliance or governance or advisory on either BCMS or anything relating to your organization. You can always reach out to them. So, thank you, Toby. Thanks for joining us today and sharing your expertise on ISO 22301 Business Continuity Management System.
My pleasure, Oluwakorede. And then I hope this discussion basically encourage organizations to take a closer look at implementing this valuable standard, because you gain a lot from it. You are better prepared for addressing disasters within your organization, addressing disruption within your organization. So thank you so much, Oluwakorede. Thank you.
To our listeners, if you are interested in learning more about ISO 22301 and business continuity planning, we have included some helpful links in the description of the podcast. Please click on it and send your request. Thanks for joining us again.